Hi, Ben here from Sydney Fruit Gardening, and I just thought I'd do another update. We're sort of getting into late October now. The weather's warming up quite nicely. We're getting some of the storms and wet weather that we typically get in Sydney at this time of year as well. So it is, the humidity is creeping up. I'm inside my greenhouse. I just wanted to show you. I'll show you a few things around the garden today, and I'll just start with. This is one of the abius I got a couple of weeks ago, and I think what happened was, look, he doesn't look that well, but I think he's actually okay. When I first got them, I left them out in outside, and obviously they'd come from tropical North Queensland, and it was still a little bit cooler on a couple of nights here. And I think the main thing was that we actually had some quite severe winds for a couple of days with a couple of storms, and that knocked them around, as well as just being in the post for a couple of days. So this guy's the worst looking one. It's the Z4, but if you do look here, if I can get it to focus, this is the trick for all us people trying to show him the new growth. So there is some new growth coming up the top there, and the new leaves actually look all right. It's actually mostly the old leaves that have suffered. So again, some new growth sort of coming up there and up there. So I think it'll be all right. This is one of my Jaboticabas listen, he defoliated. This is Vitranto Costada. He defoliated during winter, and look, he looks quite green down here. So I've just moved him into the greenhouse as well. It's a lot warmer, a lot more humid in here, so I'm hoping that this will be enough for him to come back and start shooting soon. So I think it's a bit, I'm not sure at the ends whether it's still alive or not, but down the trunk it is. So in here, if I just show you quickly, it's 31.5 degrees Celsius and 54% humidity in here. So I'll show you some of the other sensors as we go around. All right, we come out to the achacha now, and it is starting to shoot off quite a lot of new growth. You can see there, for example, up here, lots of these leaves coming out. I do find though, when there's sort of a lot of temperature variation, that sometimes the leaves come out a bit deformed, like a bit bent, like it's doing up here. But overall, a lot of new growth. Regrettably, I don't think it's going to be a fruiting year once again. Unless some flower buds start popping up soon. At this stage, we've just got new flower growth. New leaf growth. So. But that's good anyway. I'll take you over here now. I'll just show you some of the grafting that I've been doing. Actually, I'll first of all just show you the Luke's Gus in here, because I think this had some of the similar issues to the abiu I just showed you. You can see the leaves have kind of gone a bit of a funny colour, so I'm just moving him into a more sheltered location. I think it should be all right. Like, the stem still looks okay. I think this is a temporary sort of climate adjustment issue. And one of the other things I've learnt when buying these plants from North Queensland is that the shock can be quite real for them. So I really refrain from repotting. For a couple of weeks or even a month or two. They've done all right in the pot there. Where they came from, so I just feel it's not a good idea to add to the stress. But I'm thinking this is either that climate adjustment, or I was spraying them a lot with tap water. It could be, the difference in the water that I'm giving them versus what was up there, and just spraying that on the leaves might have affected it, so I've tried to stop doing that. Alright, I'll show you some of the grafting that I've been doing as well. I thought that I would try to start grafting some of my light. That light is not very good, but let me move it over here. thought I'd start grafting some black sapotes. So I've just pulled one of them out. There's more there. I did these probably 2 weeks ago. There's no new growth on it just yet. I've never grafted black sapote before. I've done cleft grafts on these, so hopefully that will take. All right, over here I'm doing a mango graft. Now, what happened here is I don't think my last graft was very strong. This is Panama Mango, and when I was actually bending over, I knocked it and cracked the old graft off. So, you know, kicked myself for doing that, but I think it came off because it wasn't strong enough, and so I've redone it. Hopefully it takes. It is looking a little shriveled up the top, but down the bottom looks okay. So hopefully that'll be all right. There's a little bit of growth maybe trying to come there. I had, one of my Garcinias. Again, I'll take that over here where there's better light. One of my Garcinias, the Garcinia brasiliensis, didn't make it past winter, so I've just tried to graft on. I only did this 4 days ago, but I tried to graft on a cha-cha from my mature tree onto here. Gosh, the focus is really playing up today. So we'll see how this goes. It wasn't the easiest thing to graft. There was a lot of sort of latexy sap that came out. We'll see how that goes. And I had this one left over. This was a failed Russell's Sweet, which just didn't take to the weather down here. So it's really Garcinia xanthochymus. And I've been given some Garcinia dulcis, or Dulci, D-U-L-C-I-S, Garcinia dulcis. And I've just grafted those on in there. I didn't want to take the bags off, but yeah, we'll see how that goes as well. And lastly, just an update on the apple graft I did in my tutorial video a few weeks ago. So we did the Snow apple and King David. The bottom one's the King David, and you can see some growth is starting there. It's very small, but that'll take off. And the Snow apple is this one here. That's growing off nicely. Above that you've got Gala. The Akani didn't take, so I've redone that graft up the top there. So that's coming along all right, and will produce a nice little tree. All right, a few other things. What can I show you around here? Miracle berry maybe. I think the miracle berry's doing all right. There's no signs of flowers or anything yet. I think it's trying to shoot some new growth. So that'll be one to watch. Again with the dwarf Gummichumma, again I've got that sort of discoloration of the leaves. I really think I probably sprayed them too much with my water, my town water, which has chlorine and whatever in it, so I don't think they liked that. Black sapote's doing really good. We ate all the black sapotes that were on there. We've got new growth coming now, and I think potentially flower buds trying to come on some of that new growth up here, so that's great. Panama Berry. It's a kind of a ratty looking tree. It still hasn't fully recovered from winter, but you know, we are getting flowers. More buds down here, so I'm looking forward to trying my first Panama berry soon. The in-ground Rollinia here, a lot of dieback, really frustrating. You can see here, if it wants to focus, yeah, all this is just dying in. You know, if I cut it here, it's just going to keep dying back, all the way probably back to here. It just seems to be the way it is. Once it starts to die back on a limb, it takes the whole limb with it. It's a very frustrating thing with the Rollinia. And this location, I think, just is not protected enough. So I think the other one I put in ground will do better. The red Dakar banana is doing absolutely nothing. Look, you know, I'm leaving it in there. We'll see what happens. Very disappointed with that one. Pineapple's not doing much. Starting to green up a little bit, coming out of winter. The Tamarillo's gone a bit funky, a bit ratty. Again, not sure why. You know, I'll monitor that one, just see how it goes. Quaimuck, or Quaimuk. It's doing alright. I think there is some growth that's trying to come there. Potentially here if it will focus. Anyway, it's doing okay. It's not doing great, but I think it'll be alright. It does get a bit of wind coming through from here, so I may put up a little wind barrier. And all the raspberries coming along. The jackfruit, listen, it did get smashed by the transplanting, but there is some new growth now coming on that one. If I can show you that. No, just there, yeah. So there is some new growth coming on that, so I think that will be all right. This Rollinia is doing the best out of them all. The one that I've espaliered along the fence line, and it's got all this protection, so it's doing really good. And if I just look at the temperature here compared to the greenhouse, so yeah, 25 degrees, 52% humidity. So, all right. Yeah, we're starting to get the apples coming along. They're really small at the moment, but I'm getting possums and other things trying to eat them already, of course. This is my original Abiu from earlier this year, the first one I got through winter. It's flushing lots of new growth, which is great. Peanut butter fruit is doing the same. It's woken up, got some new growth down there. Soursop. So this one's coming back, and so is this one here. There is new growth starting on that one. Amazingly, I thought that was dead. It's just a stick. Luke's Garcinia seedling is starting to grow. Some new growth there. And I'm really happy about this, the Surinam Cherry. Little cherries starting to grow. I reckon there's only about 5 of them on the tree, but I'm really happy that I'm getting some, and I'll be able to test this fruit out and see if it's worth planting in the ground. All right, what have we got here? A few different things. This is the other Abiu, just here. That's doing fine. Doesn't look like it's had any climate shock really, and you know, it's just loving the warm weather now. Finger lime, I'll show you that one. Finger lime's doing good. There's a couple of finger limes down here that are getting bigger. So quite happy with that. That'll be our first crop of finger limes. And I'll take you around the side. These are all the apple trees, so you can see the new growth from all the grafts I've done. A few achachas down here I'm trying to grow. A few Rollinias. Got a lot of backup Rollinia plants. White sapote. So I'd love to try and get some Kampong scion wood to try and graft onto these at some point. And we'll just go around the front. Bougainvilleas come out nicely. All right, Erwin Mango. This guy, I actually want him to grow some new growth. So he seems to be concentrating on mango production when he's too small for it, and not new growth. He needs to be a bigger tree. So at some point I'll probably remove, I don't know, I'm tempted to leave a few mangoes. I really am, but I'll end up probably removing some. I did do a graft on this guy too. A bit hard to see through the bag, but it's not shriveled up just yet, so it might be okay. Look at all these mangoes. Unbelievable. There's more coming over here. So, yeah, lots of production from this very small dwarf Erwin Mango. Pomegranate, the wonderful variety. Lots of flowers. This is probably going to be the first pomegranate, but there's more that are starting to form. Pit and guinia, so it doesn't do much. I'm tempted to maybe at some point remove this and put it in a pot and see how it goes in a different location. I'm not sure really what it wants, but yeah, there is some new growth down the bottom there. It's just a very slow grower. Red Chateau mulberry. This one put out, you know, heaps of mulberries, which I think 95% of them just fell off the tree, and I've managed to eat 2 so far. So I imagine that crop will get bigger as he gets bigger. Medium berry. So this is a Australian native. Again, I'm not sure. This guy's never really grown well in this location. You know, you get these leaves which still fall off. So again, anyone got any tips on growing medium berry, let me know. I'll just remove the net here and I'll show you the cherry. I'm so happy about this cherry. All right. Wow. Have a look at that. How's that, hey? So many cherries in Sydney as well. Unbelievable. Really happy about this plant. So, you know, I really recommend it to anyone in a warmer climate that wants to grow cherries. It's a mini Lee, Royal Lee, or mini Royal Lee double graft. The flame grape. This is a red grape. It's being eaten by caterpillars at the moment, these guys. So, yeah, I think it's doing okay. I mean, I remove a few when I see them, but it's all part of the ecology of the backyard garden, I guess. Fuyu pomegranate, and I'll probably finish up here. The Fuyu pomegranate is pumping out a lot of pomegranates. What am I saying pomegranate for? Persimmon. So, yeah. So hopefully a few of them stay on and we get some persimmons this year. All right, well that's it, and hope you enjoyed that short update. And I will look forward to the next video with you and give you another update soon. Thank you everyone, bye.